Hello and welcome to the inaugural Upper School podcast with me, Charlie Blytheman.
And me, Will Roberts.
Here's what's coming up on today's show.
Arav in Arav You Heard. Our new drama reporter Theo gives us a rundown of all things drama. Murray speaks to Silas Sanders about his concert surrounding mental health. Another new addition, Daniel Hutchins, reports what has been going on in the music school. The new Triple Entente. And our newest member Tom Hayward takes up the spot in the sports corner.
There is no time to waste, so let's get into our first segment, the drama report.
Hello and welcome to the drama report with me, Theo Artis. This term has been jam-packed with drama, from Echoes from the Trenches down to the recent production of 39 Steps. We also have an interview with Jamie Williams from the comedic production put on this term. Getting right into it with the moving production Echoes from the Trenches. This show truly touched everyone's hearts. It was to commemorate the centenary of World War I and to remember the people who lost their lives in not just Bedford School, but for everyone in the First World War. It was a range of poems from World War I performed by the fourth and removed form. Special mention to Mrs. Millington, who, with a bit of help from the drama department, pulled the whole performance together in just 1 week. It was performed on Wednesday the 14th of November and was fantastic. Moving on into 39 Steps. 39 Steps, the main show this term, was a great success. The hilarious comedy put the audience in stitches. Some standout performances from George Wegner, Ella Turner and Jamie Williams, my interviewee this week, made their 10-strong cast a delight to watch. A thanks must go to Mrs. Keelock for putting on another amazing production. Also coming up is house drama. Do not forget to get involved and help your house to triumph. Next up, an interview from the lead role from 39 Steps, Jamie Williams.
Alright, luckily to join us, we have got Jamie, who played the main role in 39 Steps. So yeah, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
Alright. Jamie, what was your favourite scene?
Well, my favourite scene in terms of acting it physically was the scene where I had to wriggle out from under Annabella Schmidt, who had gone stiff with rigor mortis on the sofa. I loved trying to portray the physicality of it, and it was just such a funny scene seeing the audience reaction. So, yeah, that's one of my favourite scene.
Right, next question. What are the advantages or disadvantages of only having 10 people in the production?
Well, I wouldn't say there's many disadvantages. The main advantage is that it's such a tight-knit cast, everyone can cover for each other, everyone knows each other's lines, and also there's a great camaraderie of having a tight-knit cast who can just depend on one another and react with one another in any situation possible. So all bases are covered, and plus it's a really good network of friends to have, and they'll hopefully last you as long as you live. So that's the magic of theatre.
Probably doesn't get too loud either, does it?
No.
Richard Hannay's character seemed to fit you like a glove. How did you go about making this character your own?
Well, it helped that I'd studied the text for 2 years previously as a drama GCSE set piece, but I identify with Hannay sometimes in feeling that I'm a bit lost. Even I know I admit that. So Hannay sometimes feels lost when he's on the run. Sometimes I don't know what to do. So I just incorporated. A good thing is when playing characters to incorporate ways in which you felt previously into your character. It's called emotion memory, capitalizing on emotions and then replicating how you felt that on stage.
The show was a real success. What components do you think made this a reality?
Basically just practice, all those long Sunday rehearsals and all those rehearsals after school, the endless hours we put in. It's just testament to the fact that practice definitely does make perfect. Also, you get obviously the lighting and the sound direction. The directorial team, Mrs. Keelock and Mrs. Millington, brilliant job there. And yeah, the fact just everything came together as it should have. Obviously, there were mishaps. You've done a production with mishaps. It's not exactly a good production, but oh well, that's life. So you just get on with it and you practice.
All right. Thank you very much, Jamie, for that, and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Sia, on that amazing first-time drama report. Next up is Arav You Heard.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Arav You Heard. Today, I'll be informing you in everything that has happened at Bedford School and the wider world in this busy first term. Movember has finished last month raising a huge sum of money for the Movember charity, with the Movember video by the Mo Bros leading the charge. Also, a big contributor for Movember was Around the World in 80 Days Challenge, which we completed. In terms of house events, we have had house singing, house tug of war, house rugby, house rowing, house fives, and many more. All carol services were very impressive, and a special mention to the chapel choir for their consistent effort in all performances. The school have also put on a comedy play called The 39 Steps. Outside the school walls, however, a lot has been happening. The biggest story of the term is Brexit. Here's a brief overview for you. If you haven't heard about it already, Theresa May has agreed on a draft deal with the European Union that she says is the best for Britain. She also adds that this is the only deal that we could get. It was this deal or no deal. The parliamentary vote to decide whether to go ahead happened on the 11th of December. If the UK Parliament disagrees with this deal, then there will be no Brexit. Although there has been a lot of happiness this term, a few important people have passed away. Firstly, we have George H.W. Bush Sr., an American president from 1984 to 1988. This great man has done many honourable things in his time in office, one of which was the official end of the Cold War. Also, Bush led the Kuwait War to victory against Iraq. Another loss was one of the creator of Marvel, Stan Lee. On the positive side, NASA has successfully landed the InSight drill on Mars. This mission was completely unmanned from Earth to Mars. Can you guess the price of a drill? The space drill costs about $580 million. This is all from me, and enjoy the rest of the podcast, and more importantly, the rest of your day.
Some great news there from Arav. Always nice to hear from him. Now, Murray speaks to Silas Sanders about his concert surrounding mental health.
I am here with Silas Sanders, a front-runner in the Bedford School Music Department. Recently, Silas put on a concert, Out of Isolation, in support of autism Bedfordshire. Silas has agreed to do an interview with me on his concert and the music this term. So, what inspired you to come up with a concert for mental health?
So my original inspiration for my concert was actually a photo I took down at the end of my garden. It was taken inside a hut that I sometimes go to. And so my experiences of this kind of scene was experiences of voluntary solitude. But that made me think about those people in our nation who actually experience involuntary solitude and are isolated in our society.
Obviously, being in the month of November, mental health was an important topic. With the school being heavily involved in November, did you go about making your music to relate to the topical issue?
Yeah, so I decided to choose the charity Autism Bedfordshire because that charity is quite close to me, and my experiences, my personal experiences of solitude or kind of isolation, and so I felt that I really wanted the programme of the music to reflect different circumstances or people's experiences of loneliness.
The event was a massive success. What will you take out of the experience of putting together an evening of music like this?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was a massive success, and I'm really pleased to have raised around £290 for this charity. And yeah, the experience of putting together this evening of music, it was really, really exciting and really challenging at the same time of being able to coordinate boys in their rehearsals with accompanists and being able to put together a programme that actually tied in with this theme. So there were some pieces with closer links and some more tenuous links, but I still felt that it was a real success to be able to have a programme with such a theme.
And our final question, so what musical events are you looking forward to this year, and which ones did you enjoy the most this term?
My favourite event from this term has got to be hands down house singing. This is 100% because we won as a house, St Peter's, and also Talbots. We won overall. So I was just thrilled to be able to lead the part song and be able to take part in St Peter's winning the whole competition. Of course, it was an amazing opportunity to lead a group of talented part song singers again.
Thank you very much, Murray, for that inspirational interview with Silas Sanders. Next up, it's Daniel Hutchins with his report on what's going on with the music school.
It has been a busy term in the music department, with lunchtime concerts happening weekly alongside bigger events such as the St Cecilia's concert and open mic night. The lunchtime concerts this year have been varied, from fifth form music GCSE students taking the stage performing some fantastic pieces to the New Music Society bringing some more modern pieces to Thursday lunch events. The chapel choir have been very busy performing in services every week. Some highlights were the 3 remembrance services in November and the 2 carol services that happened recently. A congratulations is in order to the choir for their persistent vocals during tough and troubling times. Also, one of the biggest musical nights of the year for the school was house singing, and it took place just before half term. This puts the boarding houses and some willing day boys to the test as they battle it out for those all-important house points in a sometimes heated singing competition. The winners for the unison was Crescent and the part song St. Peter's. Also, of course, the St. Cecilia's concert was a great success this year, providing some great music from quartets to 30-strong orchestras, a special night for everyone involved. There is so much more to talk about, but I think this is a massive thank you is needed for the music staff, making sure all these wonderful events can be put on for everyone's enjoyment, showcasing the real musical talent the school has.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Now on to the Triple Entente, which consists of a new trio of Nat Lord, Sam Wells and Max Pearson. Consists of very interesting humour.
Indeed on 1, 3, 2, 1.
Indeed!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to this year's Triple Entente Ousel podcast.
Arguably the most important scene in the podcast.
Indeed.
Right. Here we have with us William Barnes.
William Barnes.
The head boy of the school. First team rugby and hockey, starred in house singing, and arguably the most all-round talented boy in the school, without a doubt. And also, without a doubt, the most pinpoint jawline I have ever seen.
Peter Head.
Peter Head, oh my god.
Peter.
Top geezer, and had a massive role in the Mo Bros video, as he was the main singer.
Indeed. Last but no means least, Charlie Probin.
Who's he?
Who's that?
Charlie?
So, Charlie, anything to share?
What do you want me to share?
That's enough.
Okay.
Done anything special over the years? Anything worth noting, or are you just Charlie Probin?
I'm just Charlie Probin. I'm just myself.
Love that.
I'm true to
Love
myself. Absolutely.
All right. So, Charlie, you can contribute to this if you wish, but
do I have to?
It's up to you.
It's up to you. You're not needed.
Feel free.
Highlights of November. Anyone? Highlights of November.
Highlights of November.
Good year, wasn't it, actually, this one?
Pardon?
Good year.
Yeah, it was. Great year. I think the November video has to be one of the standouts.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was very fun.
Top performance.
Starring in that.
Probably took a lead role in Around the World.
Nice, yeah. Doing laps of the field.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice environment.
Indeed.
Pete, how many miles did you do?
Thousands. The amount I travelled, I could travel to Estonia and back, which is where my mother's from. So shout out to
Fascinating.
my
The
communist friends
Estonian
out
brothers.
Yeah, indeed.
Now we'll move on to dad jokes, seeming as we've
Will Barnes actually is a dad. So you might want to start with Will Barnes.
Will Barnes, would you like to lead the way?
Yeah, so this is one which I heard from a certain Ross Denton a few years back.
Really?
Pretty straightforward.
Fascinating.
What did the farmer say when he lost his tractor?
We don't know.
Where's my tractor?
Whoa. Average to poor, not gonna lie. I think we can improve. Charlie?
Room for improvement.
Yeah, I've got a few here.
Right.
I can choose any one of the 30 that I'm looking up right now.
Oh, for once you actually come prepared.
Charlie
Okay,
star of the show.
Yeah.
No, except for us, but
The furniture store keeps calling me. All I wanted was a one-night stand.
Oh, it's classic.
Classic.
Pete?
Keep it PG.
Well, I'm not very funny, so I'll try and find one of these awful jokes from the internet. So I've got one right here, and it says, "Today, my son asked, 'Can I have a bookmark?' And I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Brian." That's really not funny. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Pick-up lines. Moving on.
So I've got one here. I thought I'd bring some like Christmas theme to it.
Nice.
Oh, we do
Okay.
love,
Cool,
we
you
do love
guys?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is very
Obviously, I
good
didn't prepare like you, so I've got here. If I was the Grinch, I wouldn't steal Christmas, I'd steal you.
Oh,
yeah, nice, mate.
very good. Will Barnes, head boy of the school.
I tend not to use pick-up lines. I find them quite cringy.
Quite, yeah.
I like to dance. That tends to work quite well.
Yeah.
Joel
does
does
it.
that.
Yeah, you cut awful shapes and the girls come around.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, how about this one? How
Third
about
one
this
down,
one?
third
Yeah.
one down.
I hope you know CPR because you're taking my breath away.
Oh.
Hi, are you Jamaican? This is a classic. Hi, are you Jamaican? Because Jamaican me crazy.
Oh.
Rate that one. That's good.
Okay. This is one for you. I have once been in the same room as Le Triple Entente. There you go. That line is gold. Alright, on that note, we might have to wrap up.
Can we do a little sing-song?
Oh, yeah.
Please,
Please, I
please.
believe you. Shh. Believe you had a song. Speaking to the mic, please.
Pete did say he had a song this morning.
Pete did. Say, everyone clap along.
Boshem Adonai, Mikmani Michael, Ulis Moli Gabriel, Ulis Mikari Uriel, Bora Rafael, Bora Shishi Kinate. I know Charlie can give another verse in his own made up
Go
language.
for it, Charlie.
Go on.
Splendid, magical.
Who is this man?
Do you remember the 21st night of November? Done.
Beautiful. Thank you. We've been Triple Entente.
Thank you. Good night. Hello, once again, this is the Triple Entente.
Triple Entente.
It is the Triple Entente. Guys, it's the Triple Entente. And today we're joined with
Mr. Palmer.
Mr. Palmer, yeah.
Biology teacher.
Can you say hello, sir?
Hi. Hello.
He is, in fact, Australian.
Nice to be here.
Australian,
So we are going to. So, sir, can you tell us a bit about the Soup Fest, because you gave us a good assembly on what we can what we can do to donate, but the parents don't actually know what we can.
Yes, the Soup Fest is a local event that was held last week, where I remember as a public going to the Harper Square in the town centre, and for £3 you get a bowl of delicious soup and a piece of bread, and all proceeds from the sale of that soup and bread goes to local charities which help to support homeless people in Bedford. It's an event that's held about this time every year and has a history of raising a good amount of money and really making a difference to the lives of homeless people in Bedford to help them get back on their feet.
That's really interesting.
So what can, because the event is now finished, what can we do to now?
Okay, so the school has a really strong charity committee, which at the moment it's just getting up and running, but we do tend to do a lot of charity events, and the next thing we're doing is related to the same issue as Soup Fest. It's we're fundraising for the Bedford Food Bank, and that's going to happen in February, just a couple of, probably about 3 or 4 weeks after you come back from Christmas holidays. We're going to have a Mufti Day, which raises money for the food bank. We're going to do a food collection for the food bank as well. Cool. So you can contribute to that in February. It's February the 8th is the day we're all going to visit the food bank.
All right, thank you for that, sir. I think I've got a very valid question to ask. Is the word might, so like good day might, used a lot in the actual Australian language?
Mate, yeah, it is. You've maybe quite got your pronunciation of the A part not quite right.
So is it kind of an A acute with
Let's say it out of your nose. Mate.
Mate.
You know.
Mate. So when would you use this phrase? Excuse me, Natty. When would you use this phrase? Like,
it can be used in a genuinely friendly way. How's it going, mate? Or it can be actually quite aggressive. I'd say can be used in a passive aggressive way. Like if someone's doing something they shouldn't be doing, what do you think you're doing, mate? Quite passive aggressive as well. So it depends on the context.
Can I ask another phrase? What about the phrase "crikey, alrighty"?
Okay, now I have not heard that before. I think that might be
just me.
That might be a satire of Australian vocabulary.
What about shrimp on the barbie?
That was made famous from an American film, Dumb and Dumber, which is a great film, but is
simply
not
a classic.
said outside the reference to that film.
Yeah, and so Nick Sheriff has given me some.
Nick Sheriff is our Australian in Bedford School.
Could you please translate?
Yeah.
How was St Kilda's 2018?
disappointing. The team needs some work.
Who does Nick and Benny support? Do you know? Because
Collingwood hate them.
Collingwood.
Not those boys.
Collingwood.
God, Collingwood. Who likes Collingwood?
Oh, Colin, just don't even say the name.
Unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
Moving on.
So, will you rank our Australian accents?
Right, who's going to start?
Nadi, take it away.
Right.
You've got to say the same thing. You've all got to say the same thing.
Okay.
You
What
think
are we
of
saying then?
think of a sentence.
Okay.
Come on.
We're going to use those little things that we said before.
Cliches.
Yeah.
Alright.
Indeed.
Crikey O'Reilly, mate. Did you put a shrimp on the barbie?
Nice.
After me.
Okay, indeed.
Crikey, O'Reilly, mate! Did you put a shrimp on the barbie? Excuse the voice cracks. So.
Gents, please, my time. Crikey O'Reilly, mate. Did you put the shrimp on the barbie? Aye.
Max, yours was good, but it went a bit too high pitched.
Agreed.
Yeah. There does need to be a bit of inflection at the end of the
So,
sentence.
sir, what is saying last place?
But yeah, it was a
Nice said.
exaggerated inflection at the end of the sentence.
I disagree, but he's the jury.
Good, guys. Mine was good.
Sir, first place. Turkish Delight
Sam
is the winner.
Wells.
Swells, ringing any bells, comes in second. Disappointing.
Pearson Max on the tracks, comes in at sort of 3 being the best, 1 being the worst. Thank you.
No,
thanks for listening.
and good night.
And now on to our newest member, Tom Hayward, who is surprisingly replacing the man himself, me. He is going to be taking over the sports corner. Good luck.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Sport with me, Thomas Hayward. This term has seen some great rugby being played and some memorable results. Special mention to the first 15 for beating Haileybury 40-12, the under-16 A team for beating Dulwich 26-21, and the under-14 C, D and E team for their win against strong opposition Harrow. There's also been some individual highlights. Congratulations to Old Bedfordian Fraser Dingwell for his first try for Northampton Saints. Hopefully it will be the first of many. Also, well done to George Furbank for his debut with Northampton Saints, setting the bar high for future Bedford boys. Saturday the 10th of November was a brilliant day for Bedford School Rugby, with 35 fixtures against Warwick, involving 700 boys across the prep and upper school. It may well have been a record number of boys playing on the same day. Some rugby season team highlights next. Well done to the under-15 A team for scoring 368 points, which was the most points scored across their school in the season. Indoor hockey has had an exciting season, with the first and under-16s both qualifying for the East Hockey Championships. The under-16s played on Sunday the 2nd of December, and whilst they did not qualify, the team was dominated by younger under-14 players who were punching well above their weight. Very best of luck to the first team who are yet to play. The first team in badminton has looked strong too, having won 4 out of 5 games. Next, on to basketball. The under-14 A team has had a great season, winning 2 out of 3 games. The under-16 A team has had 4 tight games, winning 2 of them. In golf, the First Golfers has had a great start to the year so far, winning 4 out of 5 games. The First Water Polo team has had some tough fixtures too, winning 1 out of their 3. Good luck to them in the under-18 championships. Turning to squash, the first team has had a balanced start, winning 2 and losing 2. Good luck for the rest of the season in the new year. Finally, the under-18 A5 team won 2 out of their 3 games, and a notable win for them was beating Bedford Modern School. Well done to everyone who's participated in sport this term, and good luck to all our sportsmen next term.
Thank you, Tom, another great newcomer. That is it from us. Hope you enjoyed it. The end of a long, busy term. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.